Hello, my name is Ryan Izzo, and I do responsibilities of citizens during a disaster. Mitigation is defined as a sustained action to reduce or eliminate risk to people, property from hazards and their effects. An example of mitigation and an example of a citizen's responsibility could be to put your house on stilts, to lessen the harmful effects of flooding. Preparedness is defined as a state of readiness to respond to a disaster. An example of preparedness and an example of citizens' responsibility during a disaster could include taking warnings from your government about a disaster and following their instructions. According to FEMA, the basic disaster supply kit includes water, food, battery-powered radio, flashlights, first aid kit, a whistle, dust masks, local maps, cell phone with solar-powered charger, and a manual can opener for food. Following instructions and being prepared for what disaster is about to strike is another action citizens can take, and also having a disaster supply kit will only help you in a time of disaster. Response is defined as measures taken to contain or mitigate the effects of a disastrous event to prevent any further loss of life and/or property, restore order in its immediate aftermath, and reestablish normality through reconstruction and rehabilitation shortly thereafter. An example of response and example of citizens' responsibilities during response include helping out others who were affected by the disaster and also staying out of the way of local response units and doing what you can to assist them. Being able to respond to a disaster and helping others is a very key factor in making a disaster relief effort a success. Recovery is defined as development, coordination, and execution of service and site restoration plans. An example of recovery and example of citizens' responsibilities during recovery include taking responsibility to file insurance to fix any of your property that was damaged during a disaster. During the recovery process, citizens should file an insurance policy as well as listen to local officials and help out in the community in any way they can. Responsibilities of citizens during a disaster. Having a plan for shelter or evacuation during time of disaster can make your family plan much easier. If you have practiced your plan before disaster struck, then you can make that a success. Citizens should also adopt good behavior and good attitude. Having good attitude and good behavior will only help local officials to do their job. Also, being comfortable with the media. With media being such a big part of our lives, being asked for an interview will only help you to let your family know that you are safe, as well as let others know how bad the area is. Also, being able to communicate. Let others know you are safe and it is possible. Help others out who may be in more trouble than yourself.